So last weekend saw the return of the Championship where only two sides managed to pick up a home victory. One of them was Blackburn Rovers. Is that start of a new trend? We'll take a little look next. Right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today, we're taking a look at match number 39 out of the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to get you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, Brentford related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Roverseas. That's right, coming at you in HD without just this bit down here. Looks a bit shit. But anyway, boys, yes. Woo! The Championship is back, and some of us are happier than others. I am definitely happy, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. But before we jump into the thick of things, I want a big shout out to the Dirty 10, the naughty boys. The naughty, they're fantastic. They are fantastic, boys and girls. It is the Patreons. That's right. Respect to my brothers. They are the Dirty 10. Russell Frost, Cody Coe, Tom Clark, Tom Beresford, the legend, Don Spurn. You know who you are. Aztec Market Mark, No Code Drinker, Daniel Melier, Bianca Miller, and of course, LG and Cow. You, and you, and you. You know who you are. The boys. So the boys is the Patreon. If you want to join that exclusive VIP gang, there is a link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas, and you can join and get into hangouts and chill out zones and plenty of other stuff, which we will redo over the summer once the football comes to a close and things get back to normal. I can get back into the thick of things. And also, speaking about get back into the thick of things, I was going to do this one live, but I've had a bit of a rejig of the setup here. This is more of a test, really. Of course, there's a double match day this week in the Premier League, so maybe at the back end of the week we'll have a live show, and then of course Saturday we probably have the watch along with Wigan against Rovers. That's right. But anyway, let's jump into the thick of things and take a little look at how I got on, and then we'll take a look at how you guys got on. Yep. Let's get into it. So this is the criteria, folks. If you're new and you did pay your predictions, then this is what it's all about. 0 to 3, you're in the shit-based gang. 4 to 7, you're in the street-based club. 8+, you're in the top banana. Yeah, a bit of a stall there on the old the background. Next up, here we go, boys. Here we go. Hopefully it'll work. So let's get into the nitty gritty then. It all kicked off, of course, Fulham against Brentford. That was one of the early games on Saturday, the 20th of June. And it ended up as a 2-0 win for Brentford. Absolute mayhem, that's right. Goals, Sad Berama and Emiliano Macundas with the two late goals within the last couple of minutes there to really put the promotion vibe on its head. Mill against Derby, they're in there. Actually went with a 3-1 win for Fulham. Yeah, not great predictions this week. Millwall against Derby. That was a bit of a goal fest as well. 5-goal thrower. Lewis Silby. Remember the name, folks. Remember the name. Hat-trick youngster. He is the next. Who talks about Wayne Rooney 11? It's the Lewis Sibley 11 with his hat-trick. Absolute craziness. But Millwall did make it a bit of a game of it. Matt Smith and John Dodson to make it 3-2, actually, with a 0-0 draw. Of course, the game of the weekend was at Ewood Park, where we smashed them 3-1 in the end, Bristol City. And I got this one bang on the pissing nose. Yes, I called it. Absolutely called it. Jimmy Pearson put the visitors in front, and I thought, you know what, we're up shit creek here. But no, Corey Evans, the returning legend of the game, he came up with I'm supposed to be in the middle. Editor, director, why are you not telling me what to do? So anyway, 3-1 in the end. Corey Evans got a goal, Tustin Bayona, Adam Armstrong with a Bobby Dazzler right at the death there. Huddersfield took on Wigan, and it also went in favour of the visitors. Wigan 2-0 in the end. Jamal Lowe and Anthony Pilkington, who's a Rover fan. 2-0 for me. I actually went the other way in favour of Huddersfield, so wrong. Hull City were in actually free fall. They where are we? Hull City are actually in free form. They lost to Charlton in a relegation 6-pointer. Jason Pearce with the one to go on the 18th minute. Actually went 1-0 the other way. Goodness gracious me, nothing going my way either. Luton, but with a last minute equaliser as well. 1-1 draw against Preston. Scott Sinclair gave Preston the lead before Callum McManaman gave the returning Nathan Jones a Brucey bonus on his return. I actually got this one bang on the piston nose as well. That's right. I called it. Middlesbrough against Swansea. That ended as a 3-0 win. Punky Brewster got himself a couple goals, and Andre Ayew as well from the penalty spot. Convincing win. I got the right amount of goals. I went with a 2-1 win for Borough. but wrong. QPR against Barnsley, another shocker, as Barnsley picked up a nice win for them as they tried to battle themselves out of the old relegation zone. 1-0 in the end. Elliot Simoes on the score sheet. Actually went with a 1-1 draw in this one, so not far off it, but wrong. Reading against Stoke City. That ended up as a 1-1 draw in the end. Lucas Jowl, ex-Rover, most expensive striker ever. And Nick Powell on the score sheet for the Stokies. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Reading. Got that one wrong. Sheffield Wednesday against Forest. That ended up all square as well. A couple of last minute goals on that one. Joe Lolly with the lead on the 69th minute for Forest. And then Connor Wickham with a late goal there. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Forest. Wrong. West Brom against Birmingham. Birmingham ended up all square in that one. Actually went with a 3-0 win for the Braggies. Got that wrong. And Cardiff against Leeds. Another shocker Rooney there. That was on Sunday. Junior Hoylett, ex-Rover. Robert Glatz on the score sheet for Cardiff. Actually went 2-1 the other way. So basically, I did absolute shit. Yes, I got myself one of those right old collector's items. And this is what the table does look like as it stands. Of course, West Brom and Leeds both dropping points this weekend. Fulham dropping points. The only big mover really is Brentford, closing in on third now, and maybe even a late push for the top two, because I think they're going to be a couple of games meeting up with these big boys. Forest as well dropping a couple of points, as did Preston. Cardiff and Rovers making up the big ground there as they push for that last playoff spot. Also Swansea big movers as well. Bristol, Millwall, and Derby making a late push as well. Hull, Barnsley and Luton going down if the season was to end today, but there's still plenty of games to change all that. Anyway, let's get into the what you guys got on with your pickaroos. So let's kick it all off then. Vincent Hong did absolute, not too shabby, buddy, not too shabby compared to me. You're the prediction king. Shane O'Donnell, you did absolute bits as well. Russell Frost did absolute shit, but he's a Patreon, so we're going to give him a round of applause. That's right, it's going to be wild. It's a wild card. Okay, you did okay, not too bad. Brad Petford, you did shit. Sorry, buddy, you're with me. Cody Gaho, though, respect to my brother. He's a Patreon. Give him a round of applause. Harry Coggins did absolute shit. Harrison Crane did okay for himself. Kelsey Shambangu, the coolest name in YouTube, did absolute okay. George Curry, don't want to look at it. It was a nightmare. It is. I should really just stand and cover them, because it was bad. It was bad. Yannick Bustler also did okay for himself. And Matthew Duxby, not too shabby as well. Joachim Johansson, respect to my Patreon brother. That's right, he did. We'll see what he did to me. And Miles A did okay. Unfortunately, Noka Drinker did shit, but the less said about that, the better. Brian Oates did shit, but Carl Beachy did not too shabby. Matt Harding did absolute shitty Rooney. Armin Solly shit. EJI not too bad, and Devante Caprice not too bad. And finally, Liam Martin, all on this Jack Jones, did absolute shit like me. It's okay. It's okay. With the cool kids this week, we did shit. Yeah. Right then, folks, let's take a look at the next round of matches then, shall we? Kick it all off, of course, on Friday with a bit of a cracker. That's right, it's first place West Brom taking on fourth place Brentford. That's right. So let's take a closer look at that game then, shall we? The last 6 encounters, in fact the last 4 encounters, 0 wins for Brentford, 2 wins for West Brom, 2 draws between two sides. They played at the Hawthorns earlier in the season. It was a 1-1 draw. Henrik Dalsgaard with the 1-0 goal for Brentford. Darren Furlong, the 1-0 goal for the Baggies. Last time they played in Brentford was a 1-0 win for the Baggies. That's right. Heading into this, West Brom actually failed to score in the last 3 matches in the Championship. They've also undefeated, though, in 12 of the last 13 matches away from home. Brentford actually unbeaten in 10 of the last 11 home matches in the old Championship. Heading into this, kind of similar form as well, but 4 games without a win for West Brom in all competitions. Same could be said, well, no, actually not too bad. A bit of form for Brentford. Just 1 defeat in the past 6. That was against Luton before the lockdown. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds on this one: 30-10 for Brentford, 21-10 for West Brom, 9-4 is the draw. Brentford are favourites for this one. They come into this, of course, in 4th spot, a win away from going up as high as 3rd, and also put them on to 66 points. Then, realistically, they'll be looking at a push for that top 2 spots, I reckon. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the Bees on this one, and then going to give them the edge over Fulham as they head into the rest of the matches on Saturday. Next up, also, the games on Saturday are including Preston North End up against Cardiff. It's a bit random. It's a bit random order, but we're going to go with it. So Preston up against Cardiff. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for the North End, the Nobbers, and 2 wins for Cardiff and 1 draw between two sides. They played earlier in the season at over in Wales. It was a 0-0 draw, and the last time they played in Preston was a 3-0 win for the Nobbers as well. Josh Harrop, Sean Maguire and Alan Brown on the score sheet on that one, way back in 2017. Heading into this, though, Preston just 1 win in 6. That was against Hull before the lockdown. Cardiff on a nice run for themselves, just unbeaten in 3 games as well, stretching all the way back, of course, till the back end of Feb. Cardiff actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in the Championship. And heading into this, the bookmakers' odds is 5-4 for Preston, 11-5 for Cardiff, 23-10 is the draw. It's big. It's a big one, this one, because, of course, Preston head into this in the playoff spots, in 6th spot. A win for Cardiff will see them leapfrog Preston into that shared playoff spot. And it is one of the early kickoffs for the day. So yeah, so at the end of this game here, we could have a new team into the playoffs, and it could be Cardiff. I'm actually going to go with a 0-0 draw, and that means Preston, in my eyes, will remain in 6th spot for the time being. Next up, we have Derby up against Reading. Is that another early kickoff? It is not, but it is. It is. They're all scattered all over the place. It really is a bit of a wild card fixture list for Saturday. But anyway, Derby against Reading. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Derby, with 2 wins for Reading and 1 draw. They played in the Matchday earlier in the season. It was a 3-0 win for Reading. Charlie Adam from the penalty spot. Lucas Jal, the most expensive striker, and Yaku Maite on the score sheet from the penalty spot as well. Scott Malone getting himself sent off early doors on that occasion. Last time played in Pride Park was a 2-1 win for Derby. Dwayne Holmes, Harry Wilson on the score sheet, with Sonaluka on the score sheet for Reading. Derby have actually won the last 3 matches in the Championship, and they've also scored at least 3 goals in the last 3 matches as well. That's a good stat there. The last 4 games they've lost once, and that was in all competitions. That was against Manchester United in the FA Cup. Reading, the same could be said for Reading. They've lost once in the past 4 games, and that was against Sheffield United in the FA Cup. So two teams with really good form in this one. Heading into this, Derby should be favourites on this. 11-10 they are. 5-2 is the long shots. That is Reading. 23-10 is the draw on this one. A win for Derby. We'll talk about that in a minute. A win for Reading in 14th could see them rise above QPR into 13th. A win for Derby in 12th could see them rise all the way up to 6th spot in the table. That's right, they've got an outside sniff of the playoffs as it stands. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for the Rams, and that could see them leapfrog into the playoff spots depending on what goes on elsewhere. Next up we have Barnsley up against Millwall. Also Millwall duking it out for playoffs. Barnsley duking it out for relegation. The last 6 encounters sees 4 wins for Barnsley and 2 wins for Millwall. No draws between 2 sides. The last time that these two played was over at the Den, around about December time. Barnsley with a victory. Connor Chaplin's Patrick Schmidt on the score sheet. Aidan O'Brien on the score sheet for Millwall. The last time they played in Oakwell was a 2-0 win for Millwall. That was all the way back in 2018. Heading into this, though, Millwall, not the greatest run of form, just 1 win in the past 5. That was against Nottingham Forest before the lockdown. Meanwhile, Barnsley are actually not too shabby. 4 wins at the past 6. They're on a push, boys. They're on a push, but just 1 win at the past 3, and that was last time out as well. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds. Barnsley get themselves. What did they get themselves on this one? 31-20. They are the favourites, I think. 7-4 is the long shots there. Millwall 9-4 is the draw. Win for Barnsley in 23rd. Could see them get to 1 point adrift of massively Hull City into 22nd. Win for Millwall in 11th. Could see them rise into the playoffs, boys and girls. Into the Piston playoffs. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for the Barnsley, though. I'm going to give it to them. They want a bit of a push themselves. They need to get the results, and maybe playing without the fans will give them a bit of a boost without the hoodoo hanging over the necks. Next up, another team that's duking it out at the bottom there is Charlton up against QPR, a team that just doesn't know what to do with itself. Heading into this, of course, the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Charlton, 2 wins for QPR, and 2 draws between 2 sides. They played at Loftus Road, or whatever they want to call it these days. Early in the season, it was a 2-2 draw. The goal scorers on that day, it's a mystery because the machine has just died on me, but it was a 2-2 draw. The bookmakers' odds on this one is 5-2 for Charlton, 23-10 is the draw, 11-10 is the away win for QPR. QPR, if they are victorious, they go from 13th nowhere. They'll just strengthen their top half potential, and maybe can get into a late push for a playoff spot. Meanwhile, a win for Charlton, who in 19th spot, could see them rise above Wigan into 17th. In the old Sugarlow-Watsits. I'm going to go with a cheeky 1-1 draw. This one can't really separate the 2 sides. It's 2 sides. I think Charlton should be safe. I think Hull are just in free form. They're probably on the team that's on the slide the most. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw on this one. Next up, we have Birmingham taking on Hull City, a team, there we are. 2 teams with a lot of drama going off the field at the moment. Pep Clattet will be moving on. A new manager will be coming in to take over the reins for Birmingham next season. Speaking of these 2 teams, the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for the Brom, 3 wins for the Tigers, and 1 draw between 2 sides. They played earlier in the season. It was a 3-0 win for Hull back in 21st of December. The last time they played in St Andrews was a 6-goal barnstormer back in 2018, 3 apiece. Though Hull City 6 defeats on the spin, whereas Birmingham also without a win in 6, but they picked up 4 draws in the past 6 games as well. Hull have actually lost the last 5 matches in the Championship, we know. Birmingham have actually drawn the last 5 of the last 6 matches in the Championship, I know. Bookmakers odds on this one, 11-8 for Birmingham, 15-4 is the draw, 13-5 is the away win. I'm not sold on that one. I don't think Hull are that long gone. I think they might be able to squeeze a couple of results that you might not expect, and this could be one of them. A win for Hull in 22nd spot could see them rise all the way up to 17th. A win for Birmingham in 16th. A win for Birmingham in 16th could see them rise above QPR into 3rd. I'm going to go with Birmingham on this one, though. I just think it'll come. The victories will come and the points will come for Hull. Right now it's not happening for them, and I think they're going to struggle a little bit further. Next up, we have Leeds United taking on Fulham. Another big game. Second place Leeds up against third place Fulham, and a win for Fulham will probably put a cat amongst the pigeons for those top 2 spots. Heading into this now, let's take a look at this one in a bit more detail. The last 6 encounters see 0 wins for Leeds, 4 draws, and 2 wins for Fulham. They played at Craven Cottage early in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Fulham, and the last time they played at Ellen Road was a 0-0 draw. That's right. Fulham actually drawn their last 3 away matches in the Championship, and heading into this. Just 1 defeat of the past 5. That was against Brentford last time out. Same can be said for Leeds. 1 defeat of the past 6. That was against Cardiff last time out. The bookmakers odds on this one in a very tight game. 30-20 on for Leeds. They are favourites. 4-1 for Fulham. They are the long shots. 14-5 is the draw. In the scenario with no fans, folks, I think there's a bit of money in betting the away team. So I wouldn't read too much into that. I think this could be a time to make some money if you're a gambler. I might throw a couple of quid on something here, just because. Anyway, win for Fulham in 3rd. We won't go up to 2nd, but they'll put a bit of a. They can regain 3rd spot if Brentford are victorious over West Brom. They can regain their 3rd spot finish. A win for Leeds could seem to go top of the table, of course, depending on what goes on with the Baggies as well. They're taking on Brentford. It's a big weekend for the top of the table. I am going to go with a 2-2 draw. I can't separate the 2 sides on this one, so really can't see anything. Next up, we have the red hot Swansea taking on Luton Town. Of course, the last 6 encounters sees 4 wins for the Swans, 2 wins for the Hatters. They played at Kenilworth Road earlier in the season. It was a 1-0 win for Swansea. And the last time they played in Swansea was a 1-0 win for Swansea. That's right. Luton have actually drawn their last 3 matches in the Championship, and they actually lost once in the past 6. That was against Charlton all the way back before the lockdown. Meanwhile, same could be said for Swansea. 1 defeat the past 6. That was against Fulham, again before the lockdown. So not too shabby as well. 2 teams in similar kind of form, but Swansea looked very good on the weekend. 20-13 on red hot favourite Swansea. 40-5 is the draw. 4-1 is the away win for Luton Town. Win for Luton, who currently find themselves in the relegation zone, actually bottom. They could see themselves leapfrog Barnsley into 23rd spot if they're victorious. A win for Swansea, who are in 9th, could see them go as high as 6th. That's playoff talk, boys. That's playoff talk. It's so tight. Going to go with the Swans on this one as well, against my better judgment, which is going to make it a very tight top 6 at the end of it. And next up, we have, of course, the game of the weekend, boys. And we're going to be doing a match preview on the channel if it's not up already. It is Wigan. That's right. They're filthy ticks up against Blackburn Rovers at the DW. Of course, this time, the last time these 2 sides played was at Ewood, and Bradley Dacarino had his leg ripped off by Sam Morsey. That's right. Oh, it's time. It's time for vengeance, my friend. He's not my friend, but you know what? It's time for vengeance. We'll have it on you. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for the Wigan, 2 wins for the Rovers, 3 draws between 2 sides. Very fine margins between 2 sides. Of course, the bit at Ewood, it was a 0-0 draw, and Dak lost his leg, and he's out for the season. The last time we played at Wigan, they spanked us 3-1 in the end. Heading into this, Wigan have actually kept a clean. They're in such good form as well. Wigan have actually kept a clean sheet in their last 5 matches. Wigan actually undefeated in the last 7 matches in the Championship. Rovers 1 defeat the past 6. That was against Derby before the lockdown. A lot of draws in there, though. A lot of draws. Meanwhile, Wigan 4 wins of the past 5 games. Their only slip up was a draw against against Luton before the lockdown. Heading into this, of course, bookmakers odds 6-4 for Wigan, 9-5 for Rovers. Fine odds. 9-4 is the draw. A win for Rovers. No, a win for Wigan. Currently find themselves in 17th spot. Could see them move a little bit closer to 16th spot. A win for Rovers, though, in 8th. Playoffs, baby, that's right. We'll end up in the top 6 spots, and then we'll be knocking, and then that'll be it. We cannot afford to lose, because then it'll be plain sailing to the Premier League, boys. It's a dream of ours to get back in the Premier League, but will it be this time around? I don't know. This is our best shot ever, so hopefully we can see it on through. I'm going to be positive on this one. I'm going to go with a 10-0 win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Rovers on this one, just to nick it. I think we did very good against Bristol City last weekend, and of course the boys look very good up top. Brereton, Gallagher, finally they're looking to come up with some sort of connection, and Armstrong from the bench was a bonus point for us. Next up we have Stoke City up against Middlesbrough. This also coming on Saturday. It's a relegation 6-point at this one. Last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Stoke, 2 wins for Borough, 2 draws between 2 sides. The last time that they played each other was at the Riverside. It was a 2-1 win for the Borough. That's the play at Stoke was the 0-0 draw. Heading into this, Stoke are actually undefeated in the last 5 matches in the Championship, whereas Middlesbrough actually failed to win 11 of the last 12 matches in the Championship. They did manage to pick up a win against Charlton before the lockdown, but they returned with a bit of a spanking from Swansea not too long ago. So it's 1 win out of the past 6 for Borough, whereas it's 2 wins out of the past 6 for Stoke in all competitions, picking up a win against Hull and also Cardiff not too long ago. The bookmakers' odds on this one is going to be a tight one. Evens for Stoke, 11-4 is the away win, 23-10 is the draw. A win for flipping Borough in 21st. They could go as high as 17th. A win for the Stokies in 18th spot, could see them rise above Wigan into 17th. Can't separate 2 sides. I really can't. I think they'll all be split right down the middle with a 1-1 draw. Get your own predictions in as well down the comment section, so we can see what you think will happen this coming weekend. Final 2 here into Sunday's games. I believe Bristol City taking on Sheffield Wednesday. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for the Robins and 3 wins for the Owls. 2 draws between 2 sides. They played at Hillsborough early in the season. It was a 1-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday. Badly on the score sheet. The last time they played at Bristol City was a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday as well. Lucas Jow with a brace. Matty Taylor as well for Bristol City. It's actually 3 games unbeaten for Sheffield Wednesday, or 3-game winning streak, should I say, Sheffield Wednesday against Bristol City. Heading into this, Sheffield Wednesday actually failed to win 10 of the last 11 matches in the Championship, whereas Bristol City have also failed to win the last 6 matches in the Championship. So 1 win out of the past 6 games for Wednesday. 2 draws of the past 3 games for Bristol City. That's the best I could do, I'm afraid, for them. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds 31-20 for Bristol City, 2-4 on Sheffield Wednesday. Our favourites, 7-4. Need to go to Specsavers, my friend. 7-4 for Sheffield Wednesday. The Robins are favourites. 9-4 is the draw. A win for the Owls. Currently find themselves in a bit of a hoodoo, a no man's land. 49 points. A win could see them go up to 52 points, which will be up to 13th. A win for Bristol City, who are trying to get themselves back. They could potentially get in the playoff spots with a win as well this weekend. A win for them could go up to 58 points, which could be 6th spot, boys and girls. 6th spot, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Tough dull boots, this one, but I'm going to go with the Owls. Yeah, I'm going to go against my better judgment. I thought Bristol City were a little bit sloppy on the weekend. I think maybe that little kink will continue. And then wrapping it up, Forest up against Huddersfield. This one has got Barnstormer written all over it. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Forest, 4 wins for the Terriers, and 1 draw between 2 sides. They played at the McAlpine, John Smiths, Kirklees, whatever you want to call it. Earlier in the season was a 1-0 win. It's a 2-1 win for Huddersfield. Schindler and Mooney on the score sheet for Huddersfield. Joe Worrell on the score sheet for Forest. Last time they played at the City Ground was a 2-0 win for Forest. Eric Lejage and Jamie Ward on the score sheet for Forest way back in 2017. Nottingham Forest actually failed to score in the last 3 home matches. They've just given Lamucci a new deal, apparently. Heading into this, Huddersfield 2 wins of the past 6. Forest just 1 win of the past 6. They could be on hiding to nothing. They could be on free fall. They could be on free fall, folks. The bookmakers' odds on this one: 21-20 for Forest, 5-2 for Huddersfield, 12-5 is draw. I'm going to have a cheeky bet this weekend, I think, because I think there's some money to be won, folks. Money to be won. A win for Huddersfield, who are going to find themselves in 20th. They're not out of it yet. Could see them rise above Wigan into 17th. The win for Forest in 5th. Could see them go above Fulham into 3rd, depending on what goes on elsewhere. And for me, I'm going to give it to Forest on this one, 1-0 win in the end, my friends. And let's just say, all this loveliness was to come on true. I will have this table, and it'll be bang on the nose. It'll be Leeds will be top of the table, 72 points. West Brom will be 2nd, 71 points. And then, what was it? 5 points adrift. Brentford in 3rd, Fulham 4th, Forest into 5th. Rovers up into 6th spot, boys and girls. We can get excited about that. Swansea in the 7th, Preston down to 8th. Down the bottom is Luton, Barnsley and Hull City going down. No offence. That would be absolutely flipping banana skins if we could get that. Please make it happen. Please make it happen, big fella. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. This is it. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year, folks. It's probably not going to be a year. But anyway, be sure to get your predictions in nice and early for this one, because next week is a double match day. I want to get these ones turned around very, very fast. Aye. So, my friends, yeah, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Obviously, if you're new, smash the subscribe. And also, if you want to support the channel in another way, you can smash the bell. And you can also check out patreon.com/Roverseas and support the channel in another way. That's right, boys and girls. But until then, hopefully I'll see you all very, very soon next week, double match day and all that kind of jazz. Until then, good luck, everybody, except for Wigan Athletic. Hopefully you have a shitter. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.